Why is AI thinking that you need to send email to people? Will you subscribe to me? I'm sending email. We're going to explore a topic which bothers me, which comes up because I lost a subscriber, dude. And it's not the first time it happened. I have gained a couple subscribers, but then I lost one. And it feels bad, man, because the growth is not there. It sucks, man. There's plenty channels on YouTube that are good but don't have as many subscribers as they should. And just growing from zero is just such a fucking bullshit reality you have to face. Like, competing against other YouTubers, it's fucking stupid. You're not supposed to do that. If you do something great, then you should be rewarded for that immediately. There should be a YouTube system that acknowledges that. Technically there is, right? It's gonna promote your video and everything, but there isn't like a discover page for anything. You're just gonna discover random shit. I was able to discover tons of YouTube channels, and technically there's so many of them competing for attention. So there's no possible way that the YouTube system is not working, right? And is not promoting enough YouTube channels. Because I was able to find so many. So to be discovered is just such a small chance, and I have to put in such good work to not lose subscribers, which is like super important, or to not lose subscriber interest. The biggest thing that I think happened is I released a video that discusses that I will not be making games anymore. That I'm just gonna move on and wait pretty much for until AI technologies are so good that you could make games out of those technologies. And probably you're gonna make mediocre games with them anyways, because there's still gonna be a huge amount of competition anyways, which there is already, but still. We're talking about AI made games. Maybe I can actually beat some of the competition and actually make a good game out of that. Who knows, right? Because my idea of Creeper's Forge is never gonna go away. It's always gonna be something pretty cool to look forward to, because there's not a game that actually executed it properly besides Skyrim, and Skyrim is super rare game right now. It's just one of a kind, honestly. It would be weird if there was this one viewer, only one person, who clicked on a family's bullshit video and decided this was fucking embarrassing or offensive. But, you know, I try to put as many arguments as possible. I try to look into things as deeply as possible. So, I don't have a problem with it myself. I know it breaks the feeling so badly, and this makes me the most unpopular person ever, basically. Because I'm trying to break things that are not meant to be broken, that make me look even lazier than anyone ever, basically. But as long as I'm going this way, I'm still a unique person, honestly. That makes me unique. That makes me happy with myself, that I'm doing something that other people are not doing, for sure. And you can, as long as you can find unique content that you have never seen before, I think you will be compelled to actually subscribe and stay and see what's up, right? See what happens. And I honestly think that is enough. As long as I put enough work into knowing what kind of content I can make. Because that's the most important part. I don't want to fucking do editing or anything. I don't even want to stop cussing, alright? Swearing in my videos. I don't want to stop that. If YouTube is not gonna promote me because of that, it's gonna be pretty sad, right? But there's nothing I can do about it. I just hope my content is good enough so it doesn't matter whether I swear or not. But yeah, like, it's gonna be a huge struggle trying to find subscribers. It's crazy. I believe you're not allowed to use bullshit as well as a word. But it's like, who's counting? Who is so stupid? You know? It's the second most stupidest thing after Flat Earth being banned. That's the way I count. It's so stupid. Why would you do that? Why would you not allow free speech? Right? Why would you think it's so harmful? Right? It's just crazy to me. You allow debate and you allow expression. It's completely normal to express yourself with swear words. And it's like, oh man, we're trying to protect kids. That is so crazy to me. We're trying to protect kids from opinions and expressions. That's very important. We're fucking babies. Yeah, we're trying to protect babies from angry people that swear a lot. You're not supposed to be angry on the internet. That makes you not worth listening to. I think that's the most bullshit part. Like, if someone is just strictly waiting for me to be developing Creeper's Forge and not realizing that what they're asking for is kind of fucking stupid. They're asking me to put in work. Why would I do that? Alright? When I don't have passion for something, I can't just put in work because I'm not getting paid for it. I have passion to make YouTube videos, regardless of whether I'm gonna get subscribers or not. But developing Creeper's Forge, I know I'm not getting anything for that shit. Nothing. Yes, there's a fucking Adventurecraft community for it that knows me, which is pretty interesting. But I just don't care about this place. It's lame place to be, honestly. I was not convinced to say a fucking word in there to be a part of the community. Not convinced at all. It's worth just saying straight that Adventurecraft is dead and you should forget about it, because there's going to be systems that work way better and will completely shatter the goal that Adventurecraft has reached. It's still pretty good, okay? It's still something I can use if I really wanted to, but just knowing what the future is going to bring makes me feel like Adventurecraft is so dead and so gone, so fucking worthless. And I should have been learning other things, basically. I should have been learning how to make a basic Unity game instead of trying to make my own engine, obviously. But now, once I recognize how powerful AI is, I just gonna wait for that. And I'm gonna be as lazy as I can get, reviewing anything that internet gives to me, basically. Any entertainment that I can get my hands on, I will share those moments, basically, with everyone else. My channel and my work, my main engine, pretty much, it deals with people. So if we what is the top tube thing, we get a list of all the people who made it, pretty much, who have created something incredible and worth either watching or playing. Mostly watching. It's mostly supposed to be YouTubers, but it's not just YouTubers. It is singers, it is games, it's anything I can find on the internet that takes a lot of my time to consume. That's what I will talk about and make videos about. And again, I think very much so that it's a unique piece of content. I've never seen a YouTube channel to do that ever. And most importantly, I think that's a good point. That's as good as being unique, is the fact that I entertain myself and I know how to do that in the first place. It's not like people don't know how to entertain themselves, but it's honestly pretty difficult. Because you sometimes get stuck with mainstream games or like MMOs of all things. Or just multiplayer games. You get stuck with those games because, just like with Minecraft, there's a lot of Minecraft channels. There's a lot of Hearthstone channels. But they deal with, Minecraft is unique because it's not an MMO. But it's creative. You still rely on the community to create content most of the time. To me, it's honestly unbelievable that a channel can dedicate itself to one game, but at the same time, when you recognize, oh, people get paid for that, that makes sense. I'm not getting paid, so I'm not gonna get stuck with one game. It's gonna be too boring for me, by all means. The best game that I have on the list is Hearthstone. Then you have Skyrim. I've been stuck with these two games, but I really don't want to play them too much. I would rather put all my hopes into trying to find something that beats those games. At least for a moment. At least to get on top of my list as a worthwhile piece of game. That's all I need, honestly. Don't get me wrong, though. You kind of have to dedicate yourself anyways. And that's just the question of, what do you do with your channel? What is your purpose? Because you're gonna have to be clear with your purpose. And I think the purpose of my channel is clear. And it's so clear that I have to put a star here. Because it's clear. Right? So yeah, I even use the same word, dedicate. You have to dedicate yourself to something. You have to make your purpose clear. Then people understand clearly what they're subscribing for. That's kind of the whole point. Yeah. The best thing is to amplify the reason why you should subscribe. The best thing you can do. Also that, right? You see me, you fucking understand everything. Like, how could you possibly reject me at this point? I made a channel that you cannot possibly reject, right? Because it recognizes rejection as bullshit, pretty much. And all the reasons are there. My channel is not bullshit. It's not made of bullshit. I don't see it. Alright? For what I'm trying to do. If you can build a better channel that does exactly what I'm trying to do, which is fill the hole, fill the void. I'm not just unique. I don't just have a dedication to something. I'm filling a void. But that's that's unique. It's kind of the combination of these two things. Where you dedicate yourself to something unique, right? To something that's not being done before. But one thing that is not clear, my channel is trying to do something important. And there's one type of person that will love my channel quite a lot, and it's a person that likes statistics. Alright? Not only that, you can interact with this statistics board by simply telling me what you like, pretty much, what channels you watch. And you can see maybe I like it too eventually. Who knows? Maybe introduce me to a new thing. That should be a pretty good feeling. And I think a lot of people would be pretty impressed by themselves sometimes of what they can do. And that happens often enough on the internet. People find their place, and people find weird things they're good at, pretty much. The most crazy part is because I make lazy videos, I can appreciate lazy videos as long as they're good enough to watch and they're not completely boring. I think what I make is good enough. That's the thing. I just don't understand it because I don't get enough feedback. I don't understand what is not good enough about my videos. What is missing? It's still watchable content. I don't care if you watch specifically 10-minute videos, because that's fucking the stupidest thing I ever heard, right? It sounds like some kind of weird habit, basically. Oh, I want to complete the video because I started to watch it, and I don't want to fucking pause it and watch it the next day. I just want to complete it. I have tons and tons of tabs on my browser right now. Alright? Tons of videos or channels that I need to go to, essentially. Tons of tabs. You can have watch later section from YouTube. You can use that if you have a hard time managing long videos, but like, you should be able to watch long videos. For me personally, this is bullshit. But yeah, I understand there's some people who have completely no time for any of this, and they want to get the best content possible for free, and they feel like they deserve it. And it's crazy how the world works, It's crazy how little effort you have to put in to actually survive and get crazy things that the internet has to offer. I get all these things for free. It's crazy. Alright? Whether I get them legally or not, that's another question. But I get them for free. That makes life pretty crazy, I would say. I don't think there is more relatable content out there. I just want the best content internet provides. Like, seriously. Music, games, YouTube videos and channels, all of that. What is the best stuff? What is the stuff that people subscribe to? And people play. Now with the games is a little bit different because you can pick up any game and it might be good. That's the weird part. So I'm just trying to find that, if it's any good, if there are any good games out there that are actually good and you sink in a lot of hours into it. If you can just complete it in a few hours, I'm not interested in that. If that's the case, you just poorly designed your game. You didn't made it grindy enough where I slowly progress through seemingly same content over and over again. But it's just gonna be this. Every game is gonna do the same thing, right? You're not gonna stand out anyways, and you're not gonna make something crazy anyways. But what you can do is put in progression. Just progression bar is good enough to make you keep playing. But it's best if you progress through a lot of things. You have skills that you progress. You have gold that you earn. Something that makes progression like seem like actual progression and not just fake. Oh yeah, and the most important progression is learning about the game and learning more features, unlocking new features. So that's what Creeper's Forge did very, very well. And that's why I hooked a lot of people in. And I don't care. I can lose all these people. I don't care. I'm just not gonna come back to making the game. But because I know how to make it, and eventually there's gonna be tools where I will be making it, you should still stick around. As long as you can handle me uploading videos that you don't care about. I still don't understand that. I think you must be able to handle content that I'm uploading. You should be a human being that can adapt, at the very least, and not expect me to do something very specific. That's the fucking stupid part, right? At some point I had a channel that did something, and now I changed what I did. And of course that's gonna lose me a few subscribers here and there. Especially, I lost a few subscribers when I was not active, right? The year when I was not active. That was the saddest moment ever. And to even think about it, that people manage their subscription boxes so fucking much that they are willing to unsubscribe to people that are not uploading videos actively. That is crazy to me. In a sense, it's very rare for people to unsubscribe in that sense. Because, like, you have to be actually aware of, like, I want this person to upload. And if he doesn't upload, then it's over, pretty much. If you're not active, I unsubscribe. This is what would happen with Niga Higa. That's the only channel that I'm aware of that I really want that person to upload. But if I really want him to upload, I just wait indefinitely. There's no reason to unsubscribe. So there's actually no reason to unsubscribe. So why would this happen to me? I just don't understand. It pisses me off because it's unbelievably rare. It's unbelievably hard to understand. and no one explains it to me. No one is like, oh, you're not doing this, this, and that. I am unsubscribing from you. Then I would try to have a chat with that person. It's like, what? Are you sure you need me to do this, this, and that? No one gives me a fucking chance when they do it. But it happened, and it's the weirdest thing. The only thing that I think about as a counter argument to anything, the only thing that makes it bullshit for people to subscribe to me, pretty much, is that I'm lazy, is that I don't edit my videos, is that I leave out anything that happens. I just leave out whatever I say. I don't take multiple takes. It's just as it is. I'm good with it, and I'll just gonna roll with it. If I make a mistake, it's there, and it's real. I think streams are just as lazy because there's no escape. You are gonna be lazy with them, because what else are you gonna do? You're just gonna do the best thing you can do. And you can't edit streams, that's the whole point. And there's so many streamers out there. And do I not deserve to be one of those people? For what reason? What is exactly the problem? Obviously, competition. Meaning that there's a lot of people who are providing content. And what is exactly you're so unique about that's worth watching? That's the problem. But I really believe that I deserve it. I just believe it. Again, I scouted the internet. I've seen what people make, and I don't feel like I found a single super friend that makes exactly what I would like to make. So if I'm not bumping into anyone, and I can make my own content and not feel like I'm ripping off anyone or anyone's ideas, not borrowing their ideas, then that's great. That means I'm worthwhile watching for sure. Yeah, it's a little bit different on YouTube. People edit YouTube videos. People don't edit streams, but people edit YouTube. I think you can still get away with unedited YouTube videos, for fuck's sake, right? I think that's still a pretty good argument. That's why I will keep the star on this one. Okay, Steve Jobs just makes a speech about him struggling at first at college times, where he dropped out and he didn't want to spend his parents' money for college. But he kind of did spend it anyways, didn't he? Which is the saddest part. You get into the scam of college, you get to try it out not for free. It's a very expensive trial, pretty much. Or I would guess that's how it works. And you get scammed so hard. But the worst part is there's not enough actual help for people like these. And maybe I'm one of those people myself. But there's not enough help for innovators. Yes, you have this stupid Patreon or whatever. People can donate and help out channels, which is greatest thing ever. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for help for these exact people who are making a good job. You have to trust that dots will connect in the future. It's just, that's the coolest part. So a random video of Steve Jobs just inspires another point. Trust me. Because I'm trusting myself. And I'm trusting my future. I'm really hoping it works out for me, because again, I've never seen anything like what I'm doing, and I like what I'm doing. I just don't understand, where do I find people to like me? Right? Where do I go? Where's the most basic place? Because Reddit fucking sucks ass, even though it's a basic place. But it rejects people. It's fucking ridiculous. Why would you reject people? Because, well, people get too much attention anyways. Well, that's kind of fucking stupid. But that's how it works. If you get a wave of content flowing in, you're gonna reject most of it, right? And you're gonna end up in that fucking garbage most of the time. Rejected. It's such bull, but it's such a deep topic to talk about, and I need to make it even better with all the stars and shit. Revisit the topic of rejection. We kind of have to do it now, because if this topic is true, if rejection is truly bullshit, and it's kind of like the second version of the same video at this point, because again, I'm just asking whether rejection is bullshit, and you shouldn't ignore me pretty much, because I'm just a big of a person as anyone else. If you meet PewDiePie and you meet me, which one would you choose? Of course you would choose PewDiePie, but hey, you can choose both. And maybe it's even more interesting to choose a person that's not as subscribed and looked after as PewDiePie. Because maybe you'll find something in me that you can't find in PewDiePie. Because everyone found it anyways. But for me, I'm a unique person again. And you might find some interesting things eventually that you can share. Or you can just have it and feel unique yourself. Maybe we'll make unique life choices because of what I say or what I promote. Because I'm not sponsored by anything, but that's besides the point, because I don't think sponsorships are invasive at this age right now. I think they're pretty clear. When YouTubers are sponsored, they put it as a different part of the video entirely. So, yeah. It's not like I can be unique by saying, oh, but I promote content that I truly like, and other people don't do that. Well, no. They actually do that. There's no special YouTube channels that promote things that they don't believe in. Everyone promotes things they believe in, especially if they made it in the first place. They believe in. But who knows what's going to happen in the future. Maybe in the future people are going to be more fake than usual. And who knows, maybe it's happening right now and I'm not aware of it. But yeah, let's just move on. This is kind of crazy. But if rejection is bullshit, and you recognize it as bullshit, and everyone recognizes it as bullshit, you would get so excited to actually search for what is the best thing you can get, and you just, you know, adopt it. I'm kind of doing that with my list, with my things that internet provides, because internet does not reject you, and that's the best thing ever. Internet gives you content and does not reject you ever. So yeah, like the crazy girls that reject you, they will still might upload pictures on Instagram, and you can follow those, and that means you're not gonna get rejected. Maybe that's the best content that they can actually provide, which is crazy, right? You're not gonna get rejected. You're gonna be a follower unless they go private, which they probably won't. But girls around me, they went private, okay? They went real private, and I still got enough to be excited, really excited. Search for things that are best for me. That's what internet allowed me to do. Crazy enough, the story goes on, and Steve Jobs gets fired from his own company. He gets rejected, which is the name of the game right now. So what does that mean? Oh, look, a point. I found one. You can't reject the truth. You can use that in order to create unrejectable ideas, pretty much. Just like flat earth experience. Do you feel that you're spinning? Do you see the curvature of the earth? If none of those things actually happen, then you don't have a round earth experience at all. At all. So you can't possibly know whether the earth is round or not. You have to actually have the experience first, which is mind-blowing to me. You can't possibly know. Besides, oh, NASA is trying to show you pictures of Earth, which are fake, and everything is fake, and it's the most mind-blowing thing. That, you know, from the ground up, it seems alright, and now you get all this fake stuff, which seems ridiculous. Because, wow, the elite, the government, the fucking secret societies, whatever, might be trying to fool you, and everyone, and is successful at that as well. Like, wow, that's the most mind-blowing thing ever. And if you reject that, that makes you fucking stupid. You can't reject the truth, okay? You just can't. Please don't. If someone is trying to fool you, the best thing you can do is, you know the truth and figure out whether they're trying to fool you or not. Figure out how it's done, pretty much. You have to run the show of fool us for as long as possible to learn every single trick that people can do in order to fool you. Because it's crazy what people can do these days. It is crazy. So the fact that you could have been fooled about the shape of the earth, something that's so irrelevant to your life, absolutely, dude. You don't think about it, but when you think about it, when you start fucking arguing about it, just as long as you're not ugly about it, because again, 100% of the time you have experienced flat earth and nothing else. I am sorry, but there's no argument you can possibly give me that breaks that truth, right? Rejection is just for opportunists, for people who try to break my truth by running away from the truth. You know? Oh, I have my own opinion. Well, you can have an opinion or you can have the truth, which is more valuable. I'm not sure, dude. I'm pretty sure it's the truth. I'm pretty sure if you learn how reality works, you don't have to take opportunities. You'll just know which way to go, alright, in life. You don't have to wait for opportunities to show up anymore. And again, it is the truth that you can learn how life works, and you're gonna get better at it over time because, again, as a baby, you can't do anything. You can't even talk. You can't even interact with human beings properly. And you have to imagine yourself as always a baby about something. You can learn something that you have no idea about. And you can get good at it as well. But you don't want to be too good at it either. You might want to be as good enough to where you can earn money or something. Some stupid level as that. Where it's like useful enough and you're not wasting enough time. You're just passionate about it and you're not overworked about it. Just the same way that I run my channel. I want to talk about many things, and I don't want to overwork myself. And I don't think I will change much if my channel grows or not. The best thing that can happen is fucking find an editor that's free, that wants to edit my videos. And maybe the best thing that happens, I find followers and they fucking fund the videos and the video editing and all that shit. It just happens. The best thing that can happen is my channel grows and all these features just pop up and I get another YouTube channel that I can watch myself when it gets fucking completed. I can rewatch my own content. Because who knows how it turns out in the end. If I am not the one editing videos, then I can actually watch my own videos. It's crazy. So you cannot possibly expect me to be a good channel if I'm not getting paid. Like, seriously. Yes, you can look, oh, he's putting so much effort in. But what if I don't get actually noticed at all, ever? What about then? Yes, I got an opportunity, technically, by making Thunderfoot video, which got 270 views. That's crazy, dude. And it was super disliked because, I didn't put enough effort into it and explained myself properly of what's going on. Like, and it, I don't know. There's probably more. But people hated me pretty much. And I just have to accept that. It's crazy. But I have to accept that I'm super hated at this point. People did not understand what I was doing whatsoever. And I'm bad at it too. I would not just like an editor for my videos. I would like anything. I would like to change everything. I don't want to do these videos because I'm kind of bad at it. And I probably will never get to the skill that other people have, which is crazy. When I look at the level that other people make their videos, it gets pretty crazy. It gets pretty unreachable and baffling. Like, if I can't ever do it in my lifetime, like, how are these people doing it anyways? It's crazy. So it's completely fine to be replaceable. It's just, I can't wait for that to happen. I'm fine to be replaced, but I wouldn't be fine if people just steal my ideas and upload videos as their own or shit. I would have to go to the comments and fucking scrap myself. People talking about it somehow. It's just so hard to actually get the attention of people, I believe. Despite you might be on that side where, like, you being stolen from. But eventually you can get it, I think. As hard as it is, you can get it eventually. You can get justice in this world. Eventually. Because there's still more good people than bad. This is why world works in the first place. There's more stable particles than unstable particles. That's how reality works. The entire reality works this way. So let's just go back again and keep digging through this rejection thing. I think this is the most normal response of why rejection is bullshit. Don't lose faith after you get rejected. Maybe it will all work out for the better anyways. I guess it kind of worked out for me. The amount of rejection cannot beat the internet. The internet is so good, it has fixed everything pretty much. That any bad things that could have happened to me, it was fixed. And then the government decides to pay me after all, which is the best thing ever, and it pays my mom too. So we live off the government, and it's the weirdest thing, because I could make a video about government is bullshit, but I don't think I can, because I live my entire life off the government right now. And yeah, it steals from other people too. And it was probably stealing from my mom when she was working. But now we don't work. And I think it's still bullshit that we don't work. I still think we can be useful to society. But it's now up to us to figure out how we've become useful to society in the first place. So in a way, like, who cares? People have to be supported anyways. And I think universal basic income should be a thing. Government should support everyone. I'm just not sure how possible that is. Especially as a burden to all the working people out there. It would be a huge burden. It would probably crash everything. We're benefiting from the government because we're considered mentally ill, which is like the stupidest thing ever. But it's also a blessing in disguise. So I don't have to worry about looking for work too damn hard. I can just do whatever I want. And technically, I'm doing what Steve Jobs is doing. How can I possibly fail? Maybe I won't be as successful as Steve Jobs, but come on, like, I can't fail that hard, can I? Especially with all these good things lighting up for me. You must subscribe. You have no escape. Like, what else are you gonna subscribe to? I want to know. I genuinely want to know because that's what I run my channel out of. I need to know what people subscribe to instead of me. But there is no escape because you cannot unsubscribe to me. You have to tell me. You have to tell me what you watch on YouTube, please. I beg you, I'm a fucking beggar, if anything. At this level, I am, or I have to be. I have to be a low-level scum to learn my way up. Oh, I already talked about it, didn't I? The truth. Now I think it's kind of bullshit. He's talking about death. And I think death is bullshit. we're gonna live forever, technically. We're just gods anyways. So we have infinite opportunities to make things right. So we can fail as hard as we want. And technically, I could just fail this channel super bad and never get anyone's attention, and I would be totally fine. I would be totally fine being a fucking Ukrainian and dying for my country at this point. Because you get infinite more chances in life. Wow. You don't have to succeed in life. Because you get infinite more chances. And that's it. You can be happy for other people's successes at this point. And that's the cool part about internet as well. So technically death is an illusion. Because you live life forever, pretty much. There's no escape. Like if we exist in the first place, why would we exist? Right? Consciousness exists. Some kind of consciousness exists. And a lot of it exists because we find humans ourselves pretty much replicated over and over again. So it's like there's so many of us. And we can be born just that easily as well. So, knowing how reality works, we can't possibly say that after death, that's it. It's game over. You know, because where does life come from? Right? Isn't it like an infinite resource that anyone can tap into and live again? Isn't that how it works? Because it's like 7 billion opportunities already to live your life. And it keeps getting... It's more, and it's over time as well. There's more opportunities over time. It's just 7 billion people alive right now. But over time, there's more people born. And who knows for how long humanity is gonna, be this active in this earth. So who knows how many opportunities of life is it gonna create? Maybe it's gonna create infinite opportunities of life. Maybe our civilization is never gonna fail. Maybe global warming or any other threat to humanity is so fake that, again, nothing bad is gonna happen ever. There's no chance. And I believe that. And again, we live forever. That means that there's infinite opportunities for anyone to live a human life, essentially. Except there's one problem. AI. Technology. Because it can get so good that human life just changes so badly. Maybe we're living in the perfect time because we get the internet and we've got people using the internet. What if people stop using the internet and stop creating? Who knows what's gonna happen in the future? But right now it feels like a good time to live. Like a really good time compared to just the years without the internet, which was not that long time ago. Crazy. The population exploded and internet appeared. It's crazy. It's the best thing that could have happened to people. So, as bad as population explosion is, the appearance of internet just fixes everything. Just to go back on the same point about the Creeper's Forge. And it's never gonna happen again. even though I was called out for it, like long message about it. It's fucking ridiculous. It's still not happening, and it just made me realize immediately why it's not happening. Not only that I'm lazy, I have a good reason to be lazy. There's new technology that I'm passionate about to come out that will allow me to be a game developer again the way that I want to, the way that I can compete with games that are being released right now, which are crazy good graphics, but a terrible gameplay. I can definitely compete with them by just releasing a good game, technically, but I can't compete with all the graphics. But with new technology, not only I get the graphics part, but I can modify the gameplay as much as I want, and it's all super fast. I would have to work years to release anything remotely close to that. But we're gonna get new technology just that, help me to do that in days, pretty much. In like 20 days. So it shrinks down the amount of work that I have to do so much. So in a way, I am eager to work. I'm not lazy at all. I'm eager to work. I'm just waiting for new technology. I just think other people are doing way better job than I am in introducing this new technology. And all I have to do is wait for them to finish, and then maybe I can pitch in and add my take on the innovations of the world. And maybe again, the game that I made is actually good enough to attract a lot of people. We'll see, right? It's gonna be a huge battleground for people to make games, because anyone will be able to do it, to make the experience. And I have no idea why you're not excited about that. I'm probably the only person that brings this up, and oh my god, I'm just gonna unsubscribe to Gurnex because he brought this up. That means he's waiting. He's a fucking loser. Oh my god. I brought this up so you could understand that you can already mess with images. You can make any image you like. And I'm probably gonna adopt this technology so I can, get my thumbnails for my videos. I can't possibly paint these images. The work that you need gets reduced so significantly that it's crazy. It's crazy. The AI can understand complex things and do things for you, pretty much. Learn things for you. So it reduces the input by 100%, if not more. It's probably a fucking 1,000, if not 10,000. Maybe even more than that. Because, the AI can just learn from itself and learn to do chess. If you want to do chess, you can just master this game, right, perfectly. And you will never be able to beat AI, right? But the real, I guess, problem, I don't know. You have to communicate with AI and ask for a very specific thing. Not just like, oh, can you beat me at chess? Because anyone can do that if they know a lot of things. But they not only have to know things, they have to be able to serve you the very specific things as well. And this is what AI is learning to do right now. And it's, again, 5 years is a good estimation because things are moving real fast. It's really crazy. already. But in 5 years, for sure, we're gonna have game making with AI. We're gonna have those developed programs. A new system, or just straight up Unity plugin. We're gonna play with the AI and it's gonna make all the games pretty much for us. And it will change things so badly, that is probably not gonna work for a long time. It's probably gonna be a huge meme for a long time. But it's so worth waiting just to see what happens anyways. I really don't understand this lazy part, so I'm just gonna delete it. People are too fearful, and I play into this myself. This is why people reject most of the time. Because they fear you're not good enough for them, or in general, or you're too fat, you're too ugly, whatever that is, but it's still just fear. They shouldn't be rejecting you anyways. No matter what happens, you don't deserve rejection. Unless you fail so miserably. But as long as you're trying, you should be accepted by some people, right? Everyone should have friends. Everyone should know what to try for and how to live their lives. Like, people should get enough help and shit. People should get enough attention. We just don't know what people have, so we can't possibly, manage things properly, but that's the point. I'm guessing this person actually watched the video and said, because it's June 18 and I was talking about exactly the same things, I can hardly reject Creeper's Forge, but it's foolish to try to make my own engine. I don't know. I was guessing that the person's worried that I'm not working on Creeper's Forge at all at the moment. So that was the worry. That's what I'm expecting to happen, but still, I mentioned it. It's interesting. What is happening with Hytale, the biggest meme of all time, dude? It's almost so good that it deserves a star. It's like, why are you rejecting so many people who want to play the game? Everyone makes the game free. And not only you can make the game free, but you can add pay to win, which everyone will hate you for doing that. But you will get so much money for it. Make it pay to win. Because PvP is the stupidest thing ever. I don't mind it being pay to win. Especially when I dealt with Hearthstone my whole life. Alright? There's always these stupid legendaries that are pay to win. And I don't mind, because I don't play PvP, I play Arena. Alright? I play game modes that are completely fair. And there's nothing you can do. Nothing you can pay to actually gain an advantage of. But it is a point. I don't like standard because you can get so many legendaries that just gonna but still you can get a deck essentially. Eventually you can grind yourself to get a deck that works very well for a certain amount of time with all the legendaries and everything. It's still a hard thing to put together, but it's a cool challenge. It's a fun thing to recognize that, oh, Minecraft sold very well, sold so many copies, but it's kind of stupid. It should have been free to play. Everything is supposed to be free to play at this point. There's so many more things that you can monetize. But again, if you're having a hard time monetizing, yeah, it makes sense that you put up a price tag on your game instead, because that's the easiest thing to monetize. That's about it. Because, you know, you have to actually create a shop and create. It's not that difficult, but it is worrying. It changes the game completely if you make it free to play, but you have to learn that, and you have to do it. You have to do it like Hearthstone did, because again, Hearthstone is the best game ever at the moment. I don't like it too much. It could be even better, but it is the best game right now that I could find. Prove me wrong, please. Don't make me play like other multiplayer games, please. Because I get your point, multiplayer games are addictive. They're designed this way. But yeah, I'm not sure. Cause I'm not proving any point. Cause but then none of the games work. Nothing can beat Hearthstone because, well, but yeah, it's kind of weird. It is weird. In the end, it's like a personal preference. I ended up with Hearthstone in this sense, right? I like playing card games, and a multiplayer card game is just perfect for me. And you can find so many friends so easily. It's just so cool. What Blizzard did is perfect. So if you like other kinds of multiplayer games, that is your niche, I think. And I probably don't like it. I wouldn't probably like it. But maybe there's a game that does things a lot better. Maybe it has some perfect features, perfect balance or something. Something that, makes Hearthstone look stupid. It is possible, but it's so unlikely at this point because Hearthstone has been updated so many ways. I haven't explored it yet fully, if you can imagine. Because there's still Battlegrounds that I don't play, and I still don't play Adventures that much. You can replay it over and over again, different ways, and there's so much more that Hearthstone can offer you, but still, it's just a card game. It's just a multiplayer game. You can still figure out something groundbreaking, I'm sure. I would play a multiplayer Skyrim anytime, as long as it's fucking free. Or I can afford it at least. But I can't afford a game that I don't know anything about. It has to be actually good. So, there is a multiplayer Skyrim game. There's Skyrim Online. Elder Scrolls Online, I mean. The only question is it worth buying? Am I gonna have as much fun as I have with Hearthstone? That is the question. Is it any similar to Skyrim at all? it wouldn't make sense that it's similar to Skyrim because the balance of Skyrim is so terrible. MMOs would just make it better, I would guess. But MMOs just have a terrible progression system where it's like so hard to get to max level or whatever. Impossible. Skyrim is hard enough to get to max level, but like, you bet in the Elder Scrolls Online it's so much harder. It's like 10 times harder. You bet. Just like in Hearthstone, I played Hearthstone forever, and I cannot possibly get all the cards because it's being constantly updated. Which makes another interesting thing. There is Elder Scrolls Legends, a card game. It should be perfect for me. I like Skyrim and I like card games, like Hearthstone. So if you combine the two, you get Elder Scrolls Legends. But it was perfect, actually. It's not being updated anymore. And the way Hearthstone works is a lot better because constant updates is everything. It's everything to make the game fresh and constantly get better. Can you imagine a game to constantly get better? That's crazy. Constantly add new features. That is crazy. You always want to play that. Elder Scrolls Legends just stopped updating eventually. They just gave up. It's crazy. They just realized how much work that actually is, and that the community just slowly dying, and there's nothing you can do about it. This is the craziest thing about it. But yeah, you have to deal with it, and Hearthstone somehow is able to deal with that. I'm impressed. There's one exception that I did, and it's the fact that you can't reject bullshit as much as you want. There's that point somewhere, but I can't find it, so I'll have to type in bullshit, because I haven't used bullshit many times. I just said rejection is bullshit. Wow. How could I have missed it? It's right here. Reject bullshit as much as you want. It's right here. So because people believe in bullshit all the time, it's actually a good reason to reject people almost all the time. Just in case they're bullshit. They're full of bullshit. So you just reject the entire person, thinking that, oh, they're just full of shit. But, you know, you still have to get their point of view. You have to test. And it's, most of the time, it's not going to be obvious. So I think in my case as well, it's not supposed to be obvious. I'm just surprised so badly that I lost subscribers at all. It's crazy to me that I get rejected. That it's obvious for people to do that because it's so consistent too. Without for me possibly knowing what's going on. It's crazy. And again, this video probably would not have happened unless I was unsubscribed one more time. It just triggered me so badly. This statement is absolutely true. He's more probably everyone is more popular than me at this point. But my dad is a meme. He's Lithuanian meme at this point. It's crazy. He even has a remix. Can you imagine? I don't think it's too impressive to be a meme. I don't want to come out as a son of my dad, like on TikTok or something. I was thinking about it, but I'm like, no, I'm too lazy. Fuck that shit. Cause you have to be entertaining at that point, and it's like I don't have that. I can probably admit that I'm not very entertaining, whatever that means, right? Because I'm bad. I'm just simply bad at things. Sometimes I just don't know what to say because I don't have the words for it. So I get stuck. Who knows, right? Like, you can see I'm not very entertaining at this point. And I will think about it. As if that's the truth. Despite me, like... I guess, dude. I guess. I'm not following trends, basically. So whatever people are used to and would like to watch, I don't do that. I think that's kind of lame. It's just like copying and pasting ideas at this point. But it's not really the same as doing so. You kind of want to be following trends just because that's what society likes to do, right? You want to be a part of society, don't you? Wait, you saying you don't want to be an animator? I want to be more than just an animator. Yes, be lazy, please. Also, I realized you have to be ridiculously offensive to lose subscribers at this point. Like, how else are you gonna lose them? You have to do something that the subscribers really don't like, and they really decide to not follow you for that. So, technically, again, saying that I'm not gonna continue working on Creeper's Forge is pretty offensive to some people, but I can't possibly know what people want, right? So, because even though someone just said, you know, don't stop working, it's still just one person. So I can't possibly know. More people have to come out and agree and debate pretty much. And but obviously, you know, I'm dealing with fucking sandcastle level at this point, where I will not get real opinions or anything. I will not get anything at this point. Only if you have enough followers can you get that. And you have to get enough real followers, people who engage with you, which is, I don't even do that with YouTubers, okay? I don't comment on their videos or anything. I don't care. I just want to watch. That's what I think, right? Even though I might be lazy, that doesn't mean that I don't have important things to say. That doesn't mean we can't fucking do a debate, which is super interesting, by the way. If you haven't tried it yet, it's crazy. Just say your opinion about anything. Let's see where that goes. This actually explains a lot about rejection, right? Before you reject someone, remind them that they are bullshit to you. At least do that much, because then you're doing the right thing. You're rejecting bullshit, but you just have to remind me that, you know, you want to unsubscribe because I did something fucking really stupid, or I'm not gonna do something that you're really interested in, so you're just kind of moving on. But you gotta let people know, because otherwise it looks like fucking insanity. Yes, again, people will just do things, and you have to catch that uh, by checking your statistics over and over again. Oh my god, I lost a subscriber. Why did that happen? I don't want to be obsessed with the number that I have. It's really precious to me though, because it's very small. So any change, any small changes, is a big deal. So I don't know. I don't know how to not be obsessed with that. Again, regardless of how unique I am or important I am, it's just a lot of people are gonna fail in making a successful YouTube channel just by default. Tons and tons of people will fail. So I might just be one of them just because, just because the algorithm decides that or whatever. But again, it just kind of brings me back to laziness. I know that you can actually break through by like appearing in other people's channels or something like that. But even that's kind of fucking crazy because that happens so often. People don't give a fuck. People are attached to their own stuff. They don't want to look around. And that's kind of crazy with my channel, honestly. I think that's another reason why I may not succeed. It's like, well, we already established a handful of channels that you're gonna be watching for the rest of your fucking life or whatever. But if I'm consistent enough, then maybe I can actually get some people to watch me. It's kind of crazy, honestly. But I think I will recognize bullshit better than people, which will blow our minds. It will be crazy. AI will recognize the truth as well. And we'll be interacting with AI quite a lot. Oh my god, it's the craziest thing, dude, to be alive for. Honestly, like, what the hell? If we make it smart enough, maybe it will be able to teach us more about ourselves and our world. Shut up, AI. You can't teach me anything. You're stupid. That's what I would say if I am full of shit. AI has a collective intelligence. You can't argue with AI that much. But, I don't know. Unless you're on the edge of science, basically, inventing new things and understanding new things that other people don't. AI will always side with popular opinion, I would say. So that's kind of interesting. You can be more truthful than AI, but still. The crazy part is I'm saying will recognize. At some point, AI will be designed to recognize the truth versus bullshit. Instead of trying to chase the most popular opinion. It will try and be as logical as possible, but that's kind of crazy. Right now AI is pretty crazy, and I can't understand how it works. So, yeah. But I don't understand how anything works. How computers work? Ones and zeros? That's not how it works. It has fucking chips and everything. And all of them do different things too. You have a graphics card for some reason instead of just CPU. No, I can't even start explaining how a computer works, please. I have no idea, despite how much I know already. Yeah, that's the wrong thing that you can do. You can make a fast decision of something. I will unsubscribe from this channel because I think so. No, maybe you should consider either way. Alright? And let more people know about it, maybe. Or just act, I don't know. Just try and fight yourself and make a video about it. That would be cool. It would be cool if just people made videos, right? Then I would have something to watch. Because I kind of run out of videos to watch very often just because I binge watch everything. Okay. And I don't watch anime or something, some bullshit like that. I watch YouTube, raw YouTube. This kind of emoji means like a checkmate. And I did it twice too. It's kind of crazy. You not only just have to consider, you have to be more accepting of things. It's kind of the same thing, honestly. Even though it's a checkmate twice, like, whatever, dude. It just said the same thing. Acceptance and consideration. When a small channel grows, it's an opportunity for you to be heard and be important. Wow. I'm a small channel. Look at me. Now, again, I won't be able to probably do many things that people want to see, but still, maybe I'm just as good as a random streamer at this point. Okay, maybe I'm good as a lazy streamer. Okay? Even worse than a YouTuber, even worse than a streamer. I'm a lazy streamer, dude. I stream thoughts. And I stream other people's content. Wow. I actually don't do that. I stream my opinion only. And that's kind of degenerate for me to do. But oh well. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? But that's just the consequence of nobody talking to me, honestly. I think people automatically reject too many things. Which just happens to be me as well. You know, in the mix. It's kind of stupid, right? Like, we're going back to the same thing where I have no idea what people want and how to actually achieve anything besides getting into people's face and fucking screaming that, hey guys, I'm pretty important. I'm just important as you guys. Absolutely. No. The best way to do it is just to get a shout out. Deliver a penny to Mr. Beast and get a bunch of subscribers from that. That's what I want to do. Fucking got 2 million subscribers. You just need to deliver a penny? A size of a man? That's pretty easy to do. Yeah, I have to consider this, you know. Because it's a joke, I'm not gonna put this thinking emoji here. It's a joke, okay? Not everyone can deliver Mr. Beast a penny. You have to be fucking creative every single time. It's the craziest thing. How people look so differently at anything that is attempted a second time, pretty much. It's so different. If you're not unique, then you total garbage, basically. I think that's a pretty good point. Because it stands on itself. It says rejection is bullshit on itself. Just because it's problematic. Just because it's so painful to be rejected. It is so unreal. it creates problems. So obviously it's bullshit if it creates problems. It's just so cool to have one point like this to stand out. I think I want to revert this point into a star. I was like, okay, people believe in bullshit all the time, so maybe I believe in bullshit. But no, people believe in bullshit. That means you cannot reject people that easily. Alright? But then you can. Because you can reject bullshit. But you can't because you might be thinking bullshit yourself. You can't reject people. Okay? You think you can, but that's bullshit. Don't forget about that. You think you can reject people, but it's never gonna happen, honestly, if a person doesn't want to be rejected. Some weird shit will happen, basically. Believe me. It's like I'm being rejected from YouTube, but maybe some weird shit is gonna happen because I don't want to be rejected. I will stay and fight forever, basically. It's kind of interesting. You cannot pursue a relationship with an abuser, but a lot of people would hide their abusive personalities for as long as it takes, dude. For as long as they got the person in a relationship. Locked down, married pretty much. Can you imagine? My wife is the worst now because she turned into an abuser after I got married. How did that happen? I have no idea. Maybe someone faked it until they made it. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard, by the way. Fake it until you make it. You can't do that. Well, you can. I mean, I think the world is full of that shit. Alright? People who faked it until they made it. They just found the way, basically. Found a cheat code, pretty much. I think that's like most people. But at the same time, I just see people putting so much effort into things. I can't possibly do that. I don't possibly understand anything about that. It's like people are trying to beat movies, right? Movies are crazy amount of effort, but it's also crazy amount of people putting a movie together. But people are trying to compete with that shit too. It's mind-blowing. You would rather watch YouTube instead of movies? Are you crazy? Yes, I would do that. Because it's that crazy at this point. People are competing with movies successfully. Well, and eventually, AI is gonna make movies instead. AI is gonna be so fucking powerful. It won't just make video games, but movies, entire movies. It's probably gonna be really low quality, but you get the idea. You can just ask AI anything and it will happen. And it will be dynamic pretty much. Whatever that means. Damn, I almost ran out of letters. I used letter A at rejection video. I made so many points. It's crazy. But not many of these points are actually decisive. Only 7 of them are really important. Out of against one point. 7 versus 1. It's just whatever I say, it's pretty much gonna be the truth at this point. I don't even want to question that. There should be less rejection. There should. I agrees. Yes, I haven't tried TikTok yet. I have to be like actually rejected on TikTok. then we can talk, right? But I don't make short videos. I just don't. It's completely weird to me to make short videos. I just can't squeeze myself in. And I just feel I'm not good enough, honestly. Really not good enough. And that just kind of breaks my heart, honestly. Not good enough. Another thing to think about. It's actually hard to see that many points against the fact that you should subscribe or not. But how many points did we make? 7, 8, 9. 8, 9 versus 9 versus 4. Still winning. You can't possibly subscribe and pretend that you're a friend of someone unless they have a small YouTube channel. Again, it's the same argument, so I'm not gonna give a star, but again, if you're rejecting something, you're also rejecting yourself an opportunity. Let's not forget that. Technically, that's true, right? I'm not only lazy, but I'm the opposite of hard-working person, which the only thing that the world rewards. Because there's so many of them anyways. So, you know, that's the only thing you would care about. Why is it Fahrenheit? All of a sudden, it's supposed to be Celsius, you pieces of shit. How dare you? I don't understand. I can't read this number, dude. Please. Thank God it's easy enough to just do that. Anyways. See, the weird part is it just fucking happened randomly. Like, what the hell? This is like the 5th argument. This is getting fucking ugly, dude. Maybe I don't have to be a YouTuber after all if I don't want to. You work hard about it. See, the biggest problem that I see is that I am doing something that no one is doing. And I have to do it because no one is doing. I would fully support a person who does exactly what I'm doing right now. And I would stop trying potentially. I don't know if it's worth a star though. This is the point that kind of hurts me a lot, and I want to put thinking on here because it's just one of those points where it's like, well, I feel a certain way, so family is not bullshit because I feel, you know? It's not an argument. Feelings are not arguments, which is something I'm trying to avoid as much as possible. To try and argue my way because of my feelings. I know that feelings hold some hidden arguments in there. And you have to figure those out, essentially. So maybe this works better than a feeling. If you reject it, you're doing something wrong. See, that's the problem. It's other people's feelings out there who decides that you have to be rejected, pretty much. And maybe you did something wrong because of that. See, that's what's so hurtful, right? If I'm not accepted, I am doing something wrong with my YouTube channel, potentially. And I have to figure that out. I have to improve over and over again, try new things. It's something to think about for sure. And it's the 3rd point against 7, I believe. Pretty much. 3 is a lot. Okay, 3 is a lot. Yes, I made that wonderful point. I'm not rejected by my mom. But then I rejected the idea of family entirely. So weird. But yeah, the real point is that I just said it, and then I actually made a whole video about family. And that's kind of interesting that I made a reference. I heard liberals talk about body positivity, or I've seen the idea of it, that, oh, fat people are totally fine. I don't think they're totally fine. I think they're totally fine being rejected. Because this bullshit being fat, it's so hard to be fat in the first place. You have to do something really wrong. And that's again what will make you think. But at the same time, it's the same thing as saying, if you're rejected, it's either it's bullshit or you're bullshit. One of it's is gonna be bullshit, no matter what. Or it has to be. Well, yeah. I kind of want to go back. I've made one point in my family video where I said family actually breaks down rejection. Right? If you're having a family, you can't just reject your child that easily. You can't reject your wife or your husband that easily either. It's a whole concept of how you beat rejection, and it's the greatest thing ever all of a sudden. It's crazy. But I don't know. I want to make a different point here. Yeah, so it's really good. Is the only point that makes family worthwhile is that you beat rejection. Finally, you figure that out. But it just makes you really pathetic if that's the only way you beat rejection. And how hard it is to beat. And it's like, wow. Wow, you have to really fake it until you make it. It's crazy. But at the same time, I was rejected by my dad, but I probably did something bullshit. I said mean things to him, technically, so it was deserved. Oh look, another point that we have to consider. It makes you better. Even Steve Jobs said that rejection made him better. Made him improve himself. Okay. I don't think that's true though. Because internet made me improve myself. And because it wasn't rejecting me all the time. You know, I can do whatever I want on the internet, and that's what improves me. I think rejection gives you a reason to fucking destroy yourself, too. I don't know, dude. I don't think that's a good point. Well, it actually is a good point. Because the moment I got rejected, I kind of wrote a book about it. And it was the greatest book ever released in my school, pretty much. Because it was popular enough. People clicked on it. Wow. And people probably hated it too. But didn't say that out loud. Yeah, okay. If there was a dislike button, they would probably have pressed it quite a lot because of bullshit reasons, but we're not gonna get into that. Yeah, there's plenty of reasons why rejection is not bullshit. But again, we just proved that it is bullshit by having more reasons. And so rejecting me is also... What is... Yeah, there has to be a way to make another point, right? Because again, yeah, rejection is bullshit, but why I am not bullshit? I guess I made points already, it doesn't matter. I just don't feel like being bullshit, okay? I feel like I deserve a piece, a pie of society as well. I think, you know what? Internet is a bit unfair. It favors already famous people. If you look in... Okay, let me check, dude. You type in Asmon Gold, and any video you click on, you get this wall of chat that no one is gonna read. Everyone is gonna reject it. It's bullshit. It's too fast. There's no way. But why people type in here anyways? Why people feel accepted anyways when they get rejected immediately by everyone? Right? Who's gonna read the fucking chat? It's such a fucking waste of time to type here.
World of Warcraft for the first time ever.
So fast. Oh, someone just made a huge fucking comment and nobody cares. That to me is crazy, dude. But the most important part, it all goes to this one person that cannot possibly respond. Why would you favor an already famous person who's not gonna care about your fucking comment? Go try and find someone who would actually care. And it's a hard thing to do, but it's a goddamn good point, I think. Alright? Something that brings me down at this point. Something that makes these people way too good of a competition that they shouldn't be at that level. And I think that's the last point that I want to make at this point. See you guys next time. It's a long video anyway, so congratulations for making it this far. Alright, see you guys. Yeah, whatever. Subscribe.